We're speaking to both sides. We've told President Erdogan how we feel, but we are speaking to both sides, and we're seeing what can be made out of a situation. But we have no soldiers in the area. You know, we're getting out of the endless wars. We have to do it.
So President Trump responding to questions about the Turkish attacks on the Kurds as we receive reports tonight of civilians killed. A spokesman for the Kurdish-led Syrian Democratic Forces with whom the U.S. was allied until yesterday, tweeting, quote, Turkish warplanes have started to carry out airstrikes on civilian areas. There's huge panic among people in the region. Joining me tonight, Ubay Shabandar, a defense analyst and former Pentagon intelligence officer. He's just returned from Syria a few days ago. So what is welcome, sir, and what is your reaction to the reports that that civilians are being killed along that border area?
Well, we first have to verify some of these. Obviously it's a fluid situation. There's a fog of war, Martha, and obviously it's a difficult situation for everyone involved. I mean, we've seen obviously the president of Turkey speaking to President Trump over the weekend. These are concerns, border security concerns that Turkey has had for years. They were first expressed to the Obama administration, which first really got the U.S. into this mess, and of course to President Trump. And what we have seen here is that officials in Ankara have told Washington that they are concerned with cross-border attacks. They view the YPG militia, a Kurdish militia on the ground that was partnered with the U.S. forces until not that long ago, as an extension of the PKK terror group that's been, launching a war against the Turkish state for the past 4 decades. And we heard today from President Trump that he recognized that. We also heard from Secretary of State Pompeo recognizing Turkey's border security concerns. Of course, border security being an issue that speaks to President Trump's heart.
Let me ask you a question about that, because our own Jennifer Griffin spoke with one of the members of our special forces on the ground with the Kurds. So we do have, an eyewitness account coming from our own forces there, who said to her that he was ashamed for the first time in his military career. He said that the positions have not been abandoned. He said that the Kurds had completely upheld their security agreements and that they were not attacking across the Turkish border. And this is coming from our own special forces folks who are right there alongside them. He says that they are pleading for our support, and we are doing nothing, just sitting by and watching this unfold. That's a pretty tough assessment from our own special forces.
Absolutely. And what preceded the Turkish operation, now, of course, let's remember that it's not only a Turkish army operation, they're also working alongside the Free Syrian Army, the Syrian National Army. That's a group of around 3,000 local Sunni Arab fighters that the Turks have armed and trained for this operation as well. Now, what we've also seen here is that with U.S. forces were patrolling north of the strategic M4 highway along Turkey's southern frontier with Syria. Once that order was given by President Trump, now the commander-in-chief of all U.S. military forces, once the order was given by President Trump, those forces moved south of that safe zone area where the Turkish army was expected to enter. Once Turkey saw that, that was perceived as a green light to move forward with this operation.
Yeah, and Secretary Pompeo says that there was no green light given by the United States, but now we see that this attack is clearly underway tonight, and what our response is going to be remains to be seen. Lindsey Graham obviously wants to do what they can do from their end, which is to try to push for very tough sanctions against Turkey. So we'll see where it all goes. Ubay, thank you very much. Good to have you with us tonight.